Hello class, hope you're doing well today. Let's get started with Module 6, Field Trips in the Elementary Science Classroom. Field trips, whoop whoop. It's always kind of the best of times and the worst of times, isn't it? But field trips really cement those concepts into the kids' minds, and they never forget a field trip that you've taken them on. They might forget the lecture that we've done, but they're not going to forget that field trip. Well, let's get started. What I would like you to do is, if you have not already, go over to course documents in the left-hand side of the blackboard, click on course documents tab, and then go down to module 6, and download that. And let's take a look at module 6. Module 6, Field Trips, Elementary Science Classroom, Section 1, Engagement. Can you determine the temperature of the air outside just by counting the number of chirps in a 15-second period that the crickets make? That's my web resource that I would like to share with you. You can. It's really cool. Just count the number of chirps, and you can get pretty close to the temperature outside. What is your web resource that you would like to share, or a resource that you would share with your students or with other elementary teachers? Put that information right there in the box, and give me a short explanation about your web resource or your resource, and put that in the brown box. And then once you've got that taken, do put your resource here in Blackboard under discussion board, under the engagement section 1 resources, so that your fellow teachers, your colleagues, can have access to your resource as well. Okay, let's continue on. Oops, press the wrong button. Apologies. I'll press this button. Let's move on to section number 2, testing ideas and experiences. This is another discrepant event that I would love to share with you. It's one of my favorites. What I do is I take a container. It can be any size container. It can either be a Tupperware container or something from your kitchen, or you can use a small fish tank. My daughter got a bigger fish tank, and she let me keep the smaller fish tank for these science experiments. I think it's just fascinating, this experiment, to put in a can of regular Coke and Diet Coke, same size, same volume, but one sinks and one floats. So it's a really interesting thing to do with your students. It really surprises them that one will sink and one will float. However, I would caution you to do these experiments, demonstrations, once before you do them in the classroom, because one time when I put the real Coke in, and real Coke is supposed to, or should say real Coke, regular Coke was supposed to sink, it floated. And it's because it doesn't always come from the bottling company all the way to the top. Sometimes there's a little more air in there, and so you can get some regular Coke or regular Sprite or whatever drink you choose to float. So do be careful. Do that demonstration before you show it to your students. Otherwise, you'll be surprised too how that works. But that's my discrepant event. What discrepant events will you be sharing? I'm looking forward to seeing what you might pull together. Of course, put your science standards here that you're covering, and then, of course, your materials, what you're going to be using, what it is that you're going to be doing, what the students think may happen, and what actually happens and why. Again, you can use explanations from the internet, from your Google searches, but do just put those web pages there. It can be word for word, and that's just fine, but make sure that your explanations are going to be appropriate for your student level. If you're doing a third grade, you may want to use that explanation, but I would say reword it in a way that's going to be fit your third graders, fit their vocabulary. Don't just leave it, so wordy and so out there. Make it fit the students that you're going to be presenting this to. And do put that in the reference section, the web page that you get the information from. Okay, well, let's talk about field trips. There are two text sections that talk about how to maximize the education, the learning potential in a field trip. Take a look through those texts, and as you're reading through those texts, keep these guiding questions in mind. Do you feel that field trips are a valuable tool, or is it just fun? Is it just a fun distraction, or can it really be educational? Share with me your thoughts on those things. 5 to 8 sentences. Again, you don't have to answer all 5 questions. If you want to answer all 5, that's great. That's what they're there for. But talk with me about field trips and what your thoughts are for field trips that you've already taken, field trips that you may be taking in the future. All right, let's take a look at Section 4, Elaboration. This is a wonderful activity that I love to use for review for my science chapter tests or unit tests, and it's basically a Jeopardy game. But this Jeopardy game is a PowerPoint Jeopardy game, so that you've got the questions and then you've got the answers, and then the students pick whichever answer. It could be a true or false or multiple choice. They pick the answer, and then it takes them to a reward, a bell, a smiley face, or it takes them to a, uh-oh, try again, or you're partially right. So this is a fun activity that you can have your students do independently, like in a computer lab, or together in a classroom setting, like you're doing a group review. Or you can also post this online on your wiki or your web page or your blog, so that parents can see what it is that you're doing, and parents can have that opportunity to review those questions with their students. I was always surprised how many parents could find money for internet access. Wouldn't always have money for everything else, but internet, or grandma had an internet, or somebody had internet. And I think that this is something that parents, and certainly these are the proactive parents, have access to these things and want to be a part of helping their students review for their tests. This is a great way to share with those parents, hey, look, I do have web resources. And of course, you can use this year after year if you're teaching the same subjects. You can continue to reuse, add to it, modify it, change it, so that it meets your needs. But PowerPoint video, how to do it is right there. Just click on the PowerPoint video, and the interactive Jeopardy game, I have one already there. If you want to use mine, just modify those questions, that's fine. If you want to make a whole new template, that's fine. But make it for the subject that you want to review, and make it for your student's grade level. So yeah, go ahead, use mine as a template, but make it appropriate. Make it something you can use in your own classroom. Or if you want, hey, start from scratch, do a whole thing, whatever's going to work best for you, whatever's going to give you a valuable tool at the end that you can use in your own classroom. All right, it does say that I'm looking for a few things. I do need the science standards. Those are clear. Those are listed in your textbook. And I need at least 15 questions, the hyperlinks, put in a daily double, put in a final Jeopardy, and also put in your introduction slide with your name. Now, this could be, Mr., Ms., Mrs., Ms., whatever you'd like to do, the game name. Sometimes you want to choose a great name. It's Mr. Todd's Jeopardy quiz, or Miss Aaron's, or Mr. Whatever you want to put in there for a name would be fun. So do that, check it out. I think it'll be something that you can use. Well, I hope it will be something that you can use as a review for your chapter. You can even make it a review for the information that you're going to be covering during your field trip. Section 5, evaluation. Sometimes just having your students write a written reflection about what they learned today is an effective way of assessing where your students are at. You're looking for key components, and what I like to do is I like to put on a vocabulary of like 5 words, and I would say your reflection at some place needs to include these 5 words. And so I would have them write that out and then underline those 5 words in their reflection. So you may want to think about that as kind of a modified reflection. Put that in. What are the 5 words? If you're in 4th grade, maybe you want to do 4 words, 3rd grade, 3 words, whatever you want to do. But sometimes it's fun to have those key words that you're looking for, have your students use those in ways and how they have learned the material for that day. And finally, our science mystery, our alternative assessment. If you would like to do a science mystery, just click on that video, and you're welcome to do a Google search on the video. Put your answer right here. You're welcome to copy and paste from your Google source, but do cite your source, and do make it something that I can read, that I can follow. Don't make it so complex. They're like, wow, that got deep real quick. Because these science mysteries are supposed to be fun. They're supposed to be easy. They're supposed to be things that elementary science teachers can use. And that's why I'm throwing these out here, because I think that these may be ideas that potentially you could use in your science classroom. And that's it. That's Module 6. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have comments. Let me know if you want to make some modifications to this lesson that would better fit you and your students. Thank you very much. Look forward to talking to you. Have a great day.